Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of From the Canopy Film Show. And this is a show about film. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, you know what I'm saying? And follow us on YouTube. Yeah, that's where the channel, that's where you watching this at right now, probably. Yeah, and I'm joined as always with my co-hosts. We got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo.
And we got Cornelius, aka Evil Corny.
What's up?
Yeah, man, we're here to talk films, you know, by way of news, trailers, and reviews. So we're going to start off with a little bit of news. So this story was interesting. It's kind of developing, and I don't know, it doesn't bode well, you know, for the person involved. But apparently things are going crazy with Ezra Miller. So he got arrested in Hawaii. I think today he turned himself in or something like that. But it's crazy. So he's been accused of bursting into a couple's room and threatening them hours after a bar arrest. And it said he's facing a temporary restraining order over the alleged incident. And this is not the second time he's got into some bar stuff. But crazily, man, as Rolling Stone is reporting, man, there's rumors that production companies involved, as well as Warner Brothers, had an emergency meeting after his legal trouble in Hawaii. And this is all hearsay. We're not confirmed it yet. But after the meeting, it said the committee reportedly agreed to pause all projects involving Miller and all public appearances they had scheduled to support the DC cinematic universe. This is also hearsay. A source told the outlet that the actor had frequent meltdowns on the set of The Flash last year. The source added that Miller was losing it, but wanted to clarify that the actor wasn't violent, saying Ezra would get a thought in their head and say, "I don't know what I'm doing," the source explained. So this is kind of crazy, man. I got a feeling just with this cursory information coming out, there's a good chance that the Flash gets pushed back, man, because I think with this going on and it being so close to release, this is supposed to come out in June.
Yeah.
No, June the next year.
Next year?
Yeah, June the 20th. Yeah, no.
I'm looking at the thing now when I look at the release date, unless you could be right though, it might have got pushed with that last shuffle that they had.
Yeah, it has like my birthday. It's actually June 23rd on that Friday.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's how I know that's good. Yeah.
So that's crazy, dude, because the thing that I looked up earlier still said it was 2022. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting because, you know, at least in the current state of things, he's definitely not going to be doing press. Maybe that was by pushing that back, you know, maybe that was something that was going on before this Hawaii incident, just to give them some breathing room and let this thing die down a little bit. But it sounds like Ezra's in trouble these days, dude, and I'm not sure what the root of it is, and, you know, hope everything works out, but it's not looking good right now. Like, you don't want to put this guy in front of the camera right now to be doing interviews or you know, any kind of press involved
like
in this thing.
He walking on unstable ground.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all remember, but like I want to say last year or year before last, he had like this thing where he choked the woman or
yeah, I remember that.
He did something like 2 years ago, and
I think that was on camera, dude, which was interesting.
Yeah, and I just thought it was real interesting where they took a film away from Johnny Depp just by more like rumor or allegation, and they didn't do anything to Ezra Miller. So I thought that was kind of.
Yeah, it kind of went away.
Ezra Miller is the lead. He's the Flash. He's the lead role.
Yeah.
It was interesting, man. Interesting times, man. But yeah, my fault on getting the date wrong. But still, it's like it's crazy because I think what the attempt was going to be to also build something around this film, and it's going to be kind of disruptive if you put a lot of money in this film, so it's coming out one way or another. But it's going to be interesting to see if they continue on with the course of Ezra being the Flash, if things don't shape up or we get and the thing is, though, regardless of the time between, as soon as you get this guy in the interview chair, these questions are going to come up. You're going to have to deal with this stuff. It's kind of why they hid what's my man? I can't remember his name from West Side Story. We didn't see him at all during the press tour. They kept him hidden. And I guess most of the cast too, they weren't allowed to do press because, of course, if you can't get him, you're going to ask them questions about
any
that.
questions about what's going on?
Yeah, and that could greatly impact, what this film does. I mean, you're not going to be able to promote it like that. So this is, I don't know, dude. This is crazy.
I'll be honest with you. No joking. No jokes. All jokes aside and stuff. Just by having that movie being made, you remember how many directors The Flash has went through?
Yeah,
and it wasn't anything that Ezra was doing. It was just like they doesn't seem like they know what the hell they do. Yeah, because the guy that directed Dope, I thought that he was that was like what's his name? He's directed some episodes of The Mandalorian.
I forgot what you're talking about. The name is escaping me right now because they had a lot of directors on Mandalorian.
But he was one of the directors of Mandalorian. He actually directed the film Dope, which is a cool film. If nobody
that guy.
Dope is a really good movie.
He might have directed The Best Man, but he was up for directing that at one point, and it just went away. We didn't hear anything else about it. It's two or three other directors that I thought were like promising directors that could have done that film. And
that was probably over the course of the last like 3 years. They kept that was kind of like a running joke. Like who's gonna direct the Flash? I think I put a meme up at that time with Bernie Mac from Life saying, "I'm going to direct the Flash." Crazy.
The director was Rick
Famuyiwa. That's what it looks like. Famuyiwa. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens with this because, but it makes sense now because all the stuff I saw today that's supposed to come out, it's going to be crowded for the summer. So it makes sense that Flash got pushed, even despite these Ezra Miller problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's go to you, Bob, man. What you got for these trailers? Trailer.
Well, yeah. I mean, for starters, I got something that's cooler than this trailer I'm about to talk about. So, why did the 2 Fords skip dinner?
I don't know. I'm scared to find out.
Why did the 2 Fords skip dinner?
They 2 4s?
Because they already ate.
That gave me too much time to think.
So that joke is gonna be cooler than this trailer. But I'm gonna let it live because it's the only one, man.
Oh my God.
We have drum roll. Eraser Reborn, coming out on June 7th, 2022, directed by Jon Bernthal Good. A cast full of people that I've.
That's the name of it? Eraser Reborn?
Eraser Reborn. You remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh, Eraser.
Eraser.
Oh, I thought you meant Eraser. I'm thinking like cars.
No, like no.
Yeah.
Not Eraser.
Schwarzenegger thing. Yeah.
Eraser. Eraser Reborn. And I mean, even the trailer looks kind of slightly B-ratish, but I think it's going to get a theatrical release. But all in all, what I got from the synopsis, which doesn't tell us much, is the exploits of U.S. Marshal Mason Pollard, who specializes in engineering the fake deaths of witnesses who need to leave no trace of their existence. So pretty much, it's all in the name. He erases people.
This could possibly be better than the Schwarzenegger Eraser. Like what happened in that movie, Cornelius?
It was Vanessa Williams in it. It was like these this company was trying to kill her, and Schwarzenegger pretty much was kind of getting her clear. I remember it being a rail gun or something like that. That was like some interesting tech.
Yeah, that was the tech, and the gator scene was kind of cool. But other than that, that's probably that
scene. It was him against James Caan. It was him against James Caan, and also it was that scene where he jumps out of the airplane.
Yeah, I remember that too.
It was a weird one.
Yeah. I put that in there for me. It's kind of like that End of Days film he did, where it's like
End of Days
it happened. But
Yeah, and I mean, and there was like spot checks of like kind of cool things through it, but all in all, it's just like
I just remember that I hadn't seen that movie, and I hadn't seen that movie in years, but I just remember him having that rail gun and like a truck flipping over.
Where we're at now?
I watched it one time. I saw it in the theater down here when they had the theater down the street before they closed, and yeah, I was,
that's what I'm saying. Is that where we're at now? Right now that we're remaking the Eraser? Like,
yeah, that's bad, dude.
What? Like and then not for nothing,
that's like making a bad Van Damme one.
Mike Jai White is here with me, but a couple months ago, a straight to digital streaming Commando 2 came out.
For real?
I didn't even talk about it. I'm not even gonna watch it.
I
don't even want to see what it's about.
Hey, Corey, Bob, thank you for that.
Dude, and if we're gonna be honest, Commando wasn't even that great. It just had its 80s crazy outrageousness that made it.
I want to say that might be like after Conan. I want to say that was one of the biggest like Schwarzenegger movies I remember seeing.
I remember. Yeah. I remember it was big. I remember seeing it when my folks rented it on VHS. Yeah. But if you rewatch it, you're gonna be like, dang, we let a lot of stuff slide.
The only thing I remember about that movie, man,
but the bad guy was great.
The bad guy was great.
He was good.
Yes. And then like the mall scene, and my man grabs the ropes and swings across the mall. I was so young, I was like, man, I want to try that.
Like they did that too in True Lies or something.
Yeah, I thought I was like, man, I want to try that, but then I got a thing with height, so that wouldn't have worked too well anyways. I'd have got stuck up here. So.
Yeah, that's wild, dude.
And then outside of that, the only other thing I saw in my trailer searches is we did get another like Doctor Strange teaser trailer. Yeah. And they named this one 3-Eye Strange. So obviously there's a scene where he's got a third eye, and that's pretty much about it. We do get a little bit of exposure to some other characters, but I don't think they're not really trying to tell us too much more than we already know about.
I don't even need no more.
I don't want no more.
At this point, it's so close. It's so close.
At this point, when I saw that trailer, I bought the hell out of my damn ticket.
Right. What's the release date? It's like
April 6th.
May 6th.
All right, so we got a month from now.
Is it May 6th or April 6th?
May 6th. April 6th. Today's April 6th.
Yeah. That's see, because the trailer dropped today, so I wrote that.
We got Elizabeth Banks back. Oh, it's crazy. Interesting. We'll see.
But yeah, man. Outside of that, man, ain't nothing else shaking. I did see a bunch of trailers for some cool like TV series that are coming out, but. You know what I'm saying? We gotta.
All right, man. Your section over.
Yeah.
Let's get to these reviews because we got a lot of.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. You got do your own homework for that stuff.
Yeah. What did you guys see, man? I went to the movies twice this week. My first one was we'll get with this Morbid. Because me and Bob seen this Morbius, and this is an interesting film, man. Starring Jared Leto as the titular Marvel character. I don't even know what that word means, but
yeah, I was about to say, man,
because it's the title.
Dangerously ill with the rare blood disorder and determined to save others from the same fate, Dr. Morbius attempts a desperate gamble. While at first it seems to be a radical success, a darkness inside of him is soon unleashed. And yeah, that's it, man. It's starring Jared Leto. We get Matt Smith, Adria Arjona, Jared Harris, Tyrese Gibson, and Al Madrigal. Those are our main actors. And I don't know, man. It's a mixed bag. Like I'm gonna admit this. Like I didn't hate it.
Right.
I feel like a lot of the reviewers are being harsh. We're in the era now. If you don't knock it out the park, then it's automatically trash. There is no in between ratings. And there were things I liked about this thing, and there were things that were kind of stupid.
Yeah. To put it lightly, yeah.
So what I did like, I did like the backstory. I like the little kid moments where we flash back to him being young and dealing with his disease and ended up like in a hospital for these type of kids. And then we go on, we meet his childhood friend who becomes his adult friend, and they're both end up going in a line of work that's kind of attempting to find a cure for themselves and people like them. and pretty much the disease is terminal. You know, these people die earlier than everyone else, so he's putting his last effort into finding the cure. His buddy's kind of just leaning back on the kind of dialysis thing, just wasting away as well. But he takes the ultimate risk. It's kind of weird. He does this. It's kind of remind me of Hulk, man, where Banner's messing with the gamma stuff to try to find things out, but he's messing with these bats, and he combines their DNA with his, and the powers that he gets, some of them don't make no sense. But I'm just riding with it because it's already ridiculous, man. You look at the heart of a lot of these superhero movies, the whole idea is crazy. But we suspend our disbelief when we want to. So I don't see why people are going extra for this film.
This thing, you have to give this one the same amount of leeway that you give any other Marvel films. I mean,
y'all are telling me
all the Avengers and all the other characters. I mean,
y'all are telling me that Iron Man can't press close.
You can't press close.
And Cap wouldn't have been, put in a cryogenesis chamber for, however long.
We know there's no personal assistant with that much functionality. Jarvis, no.
So I mean, we have to suspend our belief.
We suspend our disbelief all the time. And, it's just that with those other films compared to this one, I will say certain things are at a different quality level, like plotting wise and acting and stuff like that are way better in those. So we let that craziness rock.
Yeah, and another thing that I did appreciate and I liked about it, whether it fell short or not, the new approach on the vampire lore as a whole. You know what I'm saying? They just it's completely.
I don't know if he's really a vampire though.
That's what I'm saying, because
he just happened to be a dude. Like they live off blood, but the traditional limits of a vampire were not there.
No. I mean, he does vamp out though. Yeah. I mean, he does. He
wants blood.
There are points where
that's where it stops. But he
does have physical changes, and he can't fly.
Like holy water don't work on him, and all that craziness.
The sun don't kill him.
Yeah,
so I can only assume that a cross don't kill him either. Things like that. But he does still have a certain look of a traditional vampire at times. But I like the fact that they tried to put this different spin on that, just to kind of create character building and give us this this style of vampire.
I like the powers. That's one thing that cool. I like the powers, how those were manifested. Even though it didn't make sense how he could teleport in like a move like that. I don't see how you get that from being bit by a bat. But once again, you suspend.
Man, teleporting.
Yeah.
It's
and he got radar.
He moves like Nightcrawler. And then he
looks like he's teleporting, but I think he's moving fast.
Yeah, and then he gets like spidey sense through his eyeballs. His eyes change different, and then he can
You got like a radar.
Yeah, it's like
a little bit of Daredevil mixed.
Yeah.
So,
but see, the cool thing about that is since we have this different style vampire, it does make more sense if we ever do get introduced to Blade, how those two characters could cross paths somewhere down the line.
I mean, essentially, they're both daywalkers.
That's what I'm saying.
Essentially, I don't know what's going on, because when this film starts, it says in association with Marvel. Even though this is, I don't know, man. And something happens too crazily that don't make no damn sense. Like the end credit scenes, they were both ridiculous to me. I was like, they didn't need these, but now we're so used to getting these scenes in these movies now, they just got to do them.
But it does. I think that what it's doing is gearing us towards another film that's going to come, and we can't.
It is, but it was so heavy-handed and so clumsy and didn't make no sense. It is.
I'm not negating what you're saying, and we can't even talk about. That's why we have to leave out certain casting calls and things of that nature. Well,
let me get to the like I said, I like the power things. I like some of the fights, the action sequences I thought were cool, and some of the interpersonal human stuff was actually very good. But I'll tell you what drug this film down: Tyrese and Madrigal. And not that they were bad actors, but what they had them doing in this film was so stupid. They were basically essentially being Batman and Gordon, but terribly. It's like if you got that, but the writing was bad, and they just showing up being stupid, like the worst cops
conversation,
the dumbest cops.
Like you were just waiting for someone to be like, "This shelf looks dusty." It is dusty. Look at my finger. You know, I mean, it was Captain Obvious, and Tyrese had a weird mustache going on. It was like,
he had a mustache.
He had a straight porn stash.
I would have been happier if he would have just came out and said, "We hungry." Like one time, I would have excused so much.
Yeah,
but it was bad. It dragged the film down. To
and
be
it's
honest,
like, you know,
it did.
It kind of felt like they had this like over the top banter between the two of them to kind of create this thought that there was this long lasting relationship, but they didn't even really. You didn't get that sense. It's just like it was like watching like Amos and Andy or something. It's like are y'all just trying to crack jokes on each other and shit? Like,
dude,
how are y'all partners? And how many crimes do y'all got solved? Like, you probably got case files on top of case files where nobody caught.
Yeah, they were the worst detectives I've ever seen.
Ever.
I mean, I don't know, man. Ultimately, if I do gotta rate this thing.
So tell me this. You just said about Tyrese. So Tyrese has only been too good in like two things, right?
Well, two things. I like
Baby Boy and then the Fast and Furious series.
That's it. Fast and Furious 2 specifically, and Baby Boy.
I'm gonna have to concur. There is a film. There is a film with him and John Leguizamo. I gotta look up the name, but pretty much Tyrese.
That sounds like it probably has Bruce Willis in it.
No, man. Like John Leguizamo's a security guard, an armored security guard, and Tyrese it pulls the caper, shoots John Leguizamo in the head, and then he tries to
he doesn't die.
No, he bounces back like regarding Henry, man.
No,
yeah, man.
Stop.
I'm telling you, man. And this movie was good, man. I got that thing out of Hollywood Video for the discount. Man, it was dope.
Oh my god,
it was dope.
I'm learning.
Man, the take. That's it. That joint is dope. And Rosie Perez was in it. Man, it's surprisingly good. And watch, anyone who watches it is gonna be like, "Damn, Blockbuster was on to something." So, you know, I would suggest check that joint out.
I'm gonna track this down, man. I'm gonna hold you to that.
Oh, I got the physical media. If you can't find it, man. You know, I'll bring it on. I'll bring it on.
All right, visit, man. In closing, man, for me.
Sorry about cutting into that, but I just had to ask.
In closing, for me, this film is probably like a 2.5. Like, I didn't have as much fun as I had. I didn't have as much fun with it as I had with the first Venom, but it is better than Venom 2, in my opinion.
And you know what? I'm just going to piggyback on you. For me as well, it hits right about the halfway mark. And if we're comparing it to Venom, the look of the special effects hit a little heavier with the Morbius film for me. I think the effects
did great on this. Like they weren't just a bunch of messy pinnacles looking. I thought they did pretty good with the fights and what that was one thing that worked for me.
And there was like this undertone of an emotional compass that you're still riding with pertaining to some of the characters and stuff. So
I was rooting for him.
Yeah, that kind of rings the
I was hoping he got away from Tyrese and them.
You know, yeah, man. Just without the cops. I mean, next time, just throw Blade in that thing, man. You know, miss me with the cops. The cops kind of
it didn't really bring a lot of new to the table, but what it did, it did what it did, man. Like,
but what it did do is it exposed us to
the crazy thing is So the wild thing is people are pressing Sony out to make these things better. And I'm like, why do they have to do that when they're still making money? Like, I think Venom 2 is sitting around like 400 and some million right now. This thing did 40 million opening weekend, dude, which is pretty much half of its budget. I think it might even be higher than that if you factor in worldwide. So making money, bro.
Hey, man, that's
like I made a joke earlier. I was like, man, I mean, what do you do when your tax write-off projects are still profitable? That's how strong the Marvel brand is at this point. Like, it's ridiculous.
Like, even if you have doubts, you're still gonna see it just to confirm those doubts.
They could probably make a movie about
watching.
Man, dude, they could probably make a movie
you
about
might like it,
they could make a movie about Puck from Alpha Flight. That's real obscure, and it'll probably still do numbers.
Man, you throw the Marvel brand on there.
It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. That's what it is.
And then, like I said,
yeah, but you know what's different? No, Puck from Alpha Flight, you'll have a hand in it.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm just
saying.
saying.
Make a solo film, and they'll probably make money at this point.
The thing is, too, is that we have our Marvel fans that have been in it since day one, comic book readers and everything, and we're watching this world evolve and expand into the great thing known as the MCU. And then we have people that had no exposure to the comic books that only know the MCU, and I think that those individuals are the ones that are being a little more critical.
There's a lot of people. Well, I think there's a lot of people too.
I'm a fan. I'm in both realms.
Yeah, I'm in both, but I'm just people that don't know that this isn't Avengers MCU production, so they go see it anyway. There's people that aren't that plugged in like we are to know the difference. What that Sony Marvel films are different than Disney Marvel films, and they just go.
They just hear Marvel and like
those are the kids that were running around with GoBots.
Yeah,
exactly.
I got my little one here.
I didn't like it too, but I played with him.
I had the little scooter one. It was the GoBot version of Bumblebee.
Yeah, you know what the scooter was named?
It's Skeeter.
No, it was Scooter. It was Scooter. It was Scooter.
I think it was.
Was it Scooter?
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought it was Skeeter.
They were just so.
Right. Yeah, they didn't even write like. And then like the motorcycle guy, his name was Psykill.
Yeah, they're robots.
Yeah, Psycho. And then the crazy thing about the GoBots is then they also came out with these other toys called Rock Lords, and then they had a movie. It was GoBots versus Rock Lords, and Rock Lords were pretty much the same thing. It's just a little rock, and then it transforms into a robot. Like how do you have a robot?
Rock Lords wasn't even that. They just stood up. They just been hunched over. Yeah,
that's pretty. But how the hell is a robot?
Paperweight, man. I don't know if I gotta rate it. I'm gonna say about a 2.5.
Yeah, I agree, but I also say don't listen to the critics, man. Go check it out for yourself.
I ain't going that far.
Check it out for yourself, man. Hey, man, check it out for yourself. If you have any interest, if it's not your flow, then miss it. But if you're a Marvel fan or know anything about the character, check it out. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? How many people waste money on other things that suck?
Yeah, that's true. So you're saying it sucks?
No, I'm saying it's the halfway. It's the halfway. No, I'm saying like a lot of us waste money on things that suck. So this is halfway point. You know what I'm saying?
I sent some money to a Nigerian prince. That's broke.
So what do you got, man? Who next?
My first film, I have The Bubble. It's a Netflix film. It's directed by Judd Apatow. It stars Keegan-Michael Key, Pedro Pascal, Iris Apatow, Leslie Mann. Those are the biggest stars in it. Peter Finowitz, huh?
So it looked like you got a lot of money to make this thing. Like I'm looking at.
What happens in this is they're trying to make a sequel to a film. Right now I cannot find the name of the film.
Like a film inside a film.
Yeah, it's a film inside a film, but it's cave. Well, I can't think of the name of the film right now.
Number 6.
Yeah, it's like.
That's the name of the series in the movie.
They have all the stars, like it's during COVID time, so they have all the stars set up in a hotel under quarantine, and then they're trying to have this film made. And overall, it's just insane because you just have these people pretty much captive in a hotel, and every night and then they go in quarantine, or have to be put in their rooms, and then every night, and the rest of the time they're trying to film this movie. The movie has problems. It's a shit movie, but how everything plays out, it is hilarious, and it was kind of good to see some of these stars together because Pedro Pascal, other than like a couple smaller films, I hadn't really seen him in anything other than in The Mandalorian. Karen Gillan, she was like she was one of the Doctor Who's companions, and then she's Nebula in Guardians of the Galaxy in MCU. but it's fun seeing her doing a comedy role. But overall, I had a lot of fun with this film, and it is on Netflix.
Yeah, good stuff.
What you got, Bob?
All right, so my last one outside of Morbius, the only other film that I got is a film on Hulu called Small Engine Repair, and this one, wow, what a surprise! I'm so glad that I watched this film. It dropped last year, September 10th, 2021. First things first, the cast. I mean, you get Jon Bernthal, who also directed the film, Sierra Bravo, Jon Bernthal, and Shea Wiggum. And synopsis-wise, it's a seemingly casual reunion of three old friends at an out-of-the-way repair shop, and their meeting consists of a hidden agenda fulfilled by the arrival of a privileged young yuppie. So pretty much, these three friends that are played by Jon Bernthal, Jon Bernthal, and Shea Wiggum, they're friends since, from the sandbox and everything. And due to the way the film plays out, they don't kick it for a while, and for all intents and purposes, the leader of the crew decides, let's get the crew back together just to hang out and have a good time, man. And it's called Small Engine Repair because he has this repair shop, but it's not for cars. It's like tractors, lawnmowers, things of that nature. And and they're in like this little pocket town, like when the movie first starts, there's some I can't remember what they call it, but it's pretty much like it's like Metro Vegas or something like that. Pretty much they're saying it's like, it's so far off the beaten path of what Las Vegas is that they have this like silly name for their little pocket town where nothing happens, things of that nature. But outside of that, right out the gate, the movie pulled me in. Like just the dialogue, the banter, and this kinship amongst these friends, very relatable, very realistic, very just like it was like it was hitting heavy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, man, this is dope. This is what I like to see in these style films. And then as it continues to progress and everything, there is you get your character building, which is all dope. They're telling us enough without telling us too much, but everybody's meaningful. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, like Bernthal, he was killing it with the comic relief. He wasn't even like this is far from a comedy film, but what he was doing, like his character, the way he portrayed himself, it was very very believable for the role that he was playing. And outside of that, like I said, this atmosphere that they have set up with this little pocket town, it seems gritty, it seems raw, where they probably have maybe like a sheriff or two. So, if some out of the way stuff happens as far as, illegal or anything like that, you know what I'm saying, you might not run into no heat, for a little while. So things will probably take its course. You know what I mean? Like you get in a bar fight or something, it might take them 20 minutes to get there. You vacate the scene. But then again, everybody in the bar probably knows who you are anyway. So, unless they, don't snitch or whatever. But once they set this, set this tone for this film, then it is like I'm watching it, and like it was like almost like, and I've used this metaphor before, but it's like right, on a roller coaster. Like you're just slowly going up this hill because something's gonna happen. Once it goes down, shit's gonna really hit the fan. But it's just waiting for that moment for it all to drop and go down. And they did a great job with that too. You know what I mean? And once everything kind of comes full circle, it's just like I said, I was on the edge of my seat. You know what I mean? Like I said, it for me personally, it tugs heavy on the heartstrings in certain aspects of life, with certain characters and the outcomes of the situations that they were put through. And after all was said and done, like I was just like, man, like I instantly, once the credits started rolling, even though it's on Hulu and it'll probably be on there for free or whatever, the price that you pay for Hulu for however long Hulu's in existence, I still track the DVD down just so I can have it on physical media because I liked it that much.
I feel like that one's been there for a while. I just haven't clicked on it. Like I swear I've seen it in there like over a year. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's one of their companies they have a deal with. So that's like almost a permanent fixture that they're offering.
I remember Jon Bernthal talking about it like on somebody's podcast a while back. I like him as an actor.
Me too, big time, and because he's versatile. And like I said, and what you get from this dude, John Polano, the fact that he's the director as well, but he's swinging for the fences in this film. Like, I mean, he's balls to the wall, pardon my language. If you gotta bleep it out, it's all right. But after all said and done, man, what I got from all three phases of this film, beginning to the end, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So much so that even though I can watch it, streaming, like I said, I have to own it, and I strongly, highly recommend that anyone who has Hulu or services to that, check that out, because like I said, I mean it's been overlooked even by me for quite some time, and I'm like, damn, I'm just glad that I decided to watch it this week.
All right, got anything else, Corny?
Yeah, you got some? You want to go before me?
Yeah, I'll go. I went to the theater today. I saw The Lost City. This is going to be about a reclusive author called Loretta Sage. She writes exotic romance novels, and she has a cover model named Adam. So something happens while they're on a promotional tour. They kind of meet for the first time, which is kind of awkward. Because all she knows is, this guy that comes in for, he's bulked up, he's big, he's pretty much Magic Mike looking, but he shows up with this wig on.
He has Magic Mike, right?
I was about to say that's one heck of a reference.
Okay. He has that look, he is Magic, but you know what I'm saying. But so to her, he's just a piece of meat. He comes through and does the photos so they can make the romance novel covers. Him and her. And but something happens because the crazy thing about it, she's actually a real author. That's how she started her career, but she didn't, writing about historical civilizations and whatever. So this rich billionaire finds something in one of her novels that piques his interest. Maybe something that's going to lead him to this mysterious ancient treasure. So during this book tour, he actually kidnaps her. So then Alan takes it upon himself to go try to rescue her. He hires another guy played by Brad Pitt, who plays kind of like that character that Michael Douglas played in Romancing the Stone, the experienced guy that's in the bush. Okay. So they take off going looking for her, and then hilarity ensues, man. So this is starring Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum. They're the author and the model. Then we got Daniel Radcliffe. He plays the billionaire, and Brad Pitt. He plays the rogue mysterious jungle man, and it was all right, dude. I had a fun entertaining time with this, man. There were some good laughs in it, you know what I'm saying. I think it did run a little bit too long. It was probably pushing in about an hour 52 minutes. It could have cut it down to an hour 30. But one thing that stood out to me though as well is the supporting cast, man, because we got those three guys, but the person who stood out to me the most was Divine Joy Randolph. You might have seen her if you've been watching The Last OG lately. She's got a reoccurring role in this past season. She's getting into it with Tracy Morgan every chance she gets, and she's been popping up in other films, but she's a really dope comedic actor, man. Like all the scenes she was in, she was touring up the scenery. Like it kind of, as I got toward the end of this, crossed my mind. I was like, yo, what would have happened if she was the author and you put her in this film with Channing Tatum instead of Sandra Bullock, I think it probably would have punched this thing up a little bit. But you also get the thing that our society does, because Divine is a bigger woman versus Sandra Bullock. You know, she's got, you know, she's, you know, this is different. You know what I'm saying? I don't see you put in a woman like Divine, you know, playing opposite of a Channing Tatum, but I'm like, why not? Why try it? You know, who knows? Who knows what can happen? Brad Pitt was hilarious too, man. His role that he had in here, man, I thought it was pretty cool. And Brad Pitt did a good job. I mean, he didn't feel menacing to me. He was just weird, like you know, because he's the billionaire that's the criminal, but he's still this small guy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But it worked for me, still man. It's silly.
Yeah, it's Harry Potter, man.
Yeah, I think this film for me. This film would be something that I don't think I would go out of my way to track it down again. But maybe if it's on TV and I'm flipping through the channels, I might sit on it for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's good, it's funny, but it's not like just knock you out. Like you know. I had a few belly laughs, but for the most part, it was just amusing as I'm watching it. Like you know what I'm saying? Watching the story play out, it was pretty predictable. But I do like the fact that they kind of took the Romance in the Stone story and kind of remixed it a little bit, man. You know what could be interesting? If it's done right, there's a possibility if you come back and do the Jewel of the Nile with this, you know what I'm saying? Put them in another adventure, man. I'm down for that, you know.
So just quick question. So do you think that this one would hit, like, personal opinion, would this hit more like as like Friday night family night or like date night?
It's more family night. It's okay. PG-13, and they I mean, there's a little bit of blood, but it doesn't get real vulgar or crazy, nothing like that, man. It's just more a lot of slapstick, you know what I'm saying, and just goofiness, and you know what I'm saying. There is some pretty funny banter between them, filling each other out, because he's more than what he is on the surface, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Like we've seen that kind of movie too, where instead of his role is usually the woman who's just known to be this beautiful bombshell, but you get to know her and you're like, yo, she does have some intelligence. She is, more, has more dimensions to her, and and it's interesting, that dynamic, played out.
They gotta switch the roles on it.
Yeah. Ooh, I mean, it's cute, man. It's one of those things, it's man. Cute.
Yeah, I was I didn't have. I was thinking about seeing this past Monday, but I didn't have time. But it looked real fun. All the trailers I saw of it looked like it's real funny.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because everything else that was out that I wanted to see there was another one that I was interested in. The Naomi Watts. I think she's playing like a survivor I think she's like an ice climber or something, and a storm hits and she's got to survive. Mm-hmm. So I would have checked that out, but the time was just really weird on that. I think it's playing one time a day now, because it came out like I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and I meant to see it while they would have more showings on it, but I don't know. We'll see if I can get to it this week. If not, it'll probably be out on digital soon. Yeah, but that's it. That's my last one. What do you got, Corey?
My next film is called The Killing of a Sacred Deer. It's got a bit of a synopsis. It's a surgeon. He's forced to make a sacrifice after a couple years after like this event happened to him. And pretty much his life was about to start falling apart on him. But he kind of befriends this kid that died while he was his father died. The kid's father died because he didn't survive surgery that the surgeon did. The surgeon is played by
Colin Farrell.
Huh?
It is, yo.
It's Colin Farrell.
The surgeon is played by Colin Farrell. I can't think of his.
This is the same director that did The Lobster. So that's why.
Not for nothing. The kid is played by the dude that's supposed to be the
Joker.
The Joker in the Batman situation.
Yeah. He's kind of forced to make a sacrifice. It's a couple years old, but I will tell you, Nicole Kidman's actually also in it. She plays his wife, Colin Farrell's wife. It's kind of like a curse that's got put on the family, and it's either Colin Farrell makes a choice of one person in his family dies, or if he lets it go, everybody in his family dies except for him. And
what a choice! Ew.
Yeah. And
oh no, man, I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
it's kind of screwed me up emotionally. But Colin Farrell's the only person that won't, he's gonna get affected because somebody in his family is gonna die, or everybody in his family die, but he'll be the only person to survive it. It won't affect him, but he has to make that choice.
So he's gonna survive regardless.
Yeah, he's gonna survive regardless, but he has to make that choice. Yeah, but he could lose everybody in his family or just one person. They don't really go into details.
Draw straws.
Martin
said draw straws, bro.
Yeah, I know, but it's actually on Netflix right now, and it's one of those things you almost have to just see for yourself, because it's kind of a simple premise, but it takes you out there. It puts you in
it's heavy. And actually, once we talked about it, once you told me it was on Netflix, I actually watched this last night. I stayed up late. That's why I was kind of groggy at work, because it's about a 2-hour film. But it like you said, it tugs on the heartstrings like a little bit, and the acting is really good as well. Yeah. Like what you get from Colin Farrell and the young gentleman that's playing the kid, and then it's like, the one thing that kind of stood out to me as well is without getting into the story too much is the way the young actor, it's almost like he's imposing his will. He's annoying in a sense, where he's almost like a bugaboo. You know what I'm saying? He just keeps showing up. He's making his presence felt to everyone throughout this whole film. But you're not.
What's weird about it though, Bob? It was like weird exchanges between the two of them, because you kind of when the first couple times they meet, you kind of wonder what he's doing with this kid. I guess he's kind of feeling sympathetic that his dad got his hands, but it's a weirdness around this kid, and
yes, because then it becomes forceful.
Yeah, it kind of becomes a bit stalkerish and stuff, and then
there you go. That's
it's kind of, parts of it's kind of uncomfortable, but like, after I saw this like Monday night, it kind of messed me up the rest of the night. It's not an easy watch.
It's one of those ones. It will resonate with you after it's over. It makes you think, because just conceptually, it's like, damn, like you put yourself in that situation. Like, what would I do? Like you said, like, do you like how could anyone choose a family member or all their family, knowing that they're still going to live? Like, anybody with any kind of honor code would be like, man, just let them live, take me. Yeah.
But he doesn't,
even if it just sounds good, even if you don't mean it with your heart, you would say it, take me, let everyone else live, but this one, it definitely, like, it stuck with me for quite a while after I tried to go to bed, and I was replaying some of the events that happened. And like you said, the young actor, I gotta look at his name.
It's Barry Cogain.
Yeah, there you go. He did a really good job, like just being, like you said, like he was like stalker creepy, because every interaction that he had with, like you said, it was everyone. It was different, but the way he would antagonize Colin Farrell was just like, it was a special kind of, like just.
It's a real weirdness to it, and you still don't know.
Very weird dynamic that they.
You really don't know how he puts the curse on him. They don't go in details like that. It's just like he just up and tells him what's going to happen.
Straight like that.
And it starts happening. There's no background or backstory on this. It's just It's just thrown out there, and then all of a sudden these events start happening. And then
it's wild, dude. He tells them as if like he's ordering his food at the McDonald's drive-thru. He's like, yeah, by the way, you know, and don't forget my sauce. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget the sweet sauce. So I can get my fries in it. You know?
And then not to spoil anything to anybody that hadn't seen it, but how it ends, that last scene, I would have to, you know, I wouldn't. That might be the most uncomfortable thing I think that you'll probably have to witness as a person. Yeah. After all that went down, you know, how that film ended.
Yeah. It's definitely heavy. But I enjoyed it. I had it on my radar for a while when it first came out, and then it just got lost in translation. But then when you brought it up the other day, I was like, dude, I wanted to see that. So yeah, I'm glad that you decided you wanted to bring it up this week because
I'm glad you watched it because it's kind of hard to like talk about it. Like just tell somebody about it. To be honest with you. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just like yo, check it out. But it's very entertaining. That's another one I would put on my, you know, drop a suggestion in the suggestion box, man. Check it out. You know, just prepare yourself for some little bit of wildness and, you know, heartbreaks and 808s or whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. I don't got nothing else. Y'all got anything else?
I didn't think more jokes.
I had a third one, but I don't want to talk about it.
It went deeper, man.
Nah, it was good. You had too long to think about it. Watch. Next week, I'm going to blow your mind. Like, good.
All right, I think that's it, folks, man. Yeah, so this is it, man. Make sure you follow the channel, man, because this is where you can get this. We're also on Anchor now. If you haven't noticed yet, we did switch podcast hosts, so all the audio versions are coming out on our Anchor FM thing. You can still find us under From the Canopy Network on there. But that's the feed that's going to have all the new audio episodes. And yeah, be on the lookout. We got more stuff coming. We just put out a bunch of new episodes on classics or cinematics. And we're going to be on Tales from the Podcast. You know? Word. Yeah, me and Corny, you got a guest spot coming up next week on there, so look for us there. I'll definitely share the details of it. You know, once it, you know,
dang.
It's a day you can't make it, man. It's a Friday night, you know, so you know.
I was just busting shots.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
It's my buddy JB. He does Tales from the Crypt podcast. I was actually on the show a while back. About 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And he came on the show one of the weeks you off, Bob, and he's doing a comic book. So he was doing what do you call it? GoFundMe. Because he has a horror comic. Yeah, a Kickstarter for a horror comic, and that's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah.
And are y'all going live?
It's gonna be live.
Yeah, he does. He does record live. So if you want to check it out, just follow the channel on Facebook. He'll announce when he goes live. He'll share it on there, and I'll send it on to you once he once the link goes up, so you can check us out if you want and engage in the chat, ask some questions and stuff. So pretty much, we're gonna watch the Tales from the Crypt episode, and we're going to talk about the episode as well as I think he sent us links to the comic book as well that episode is based on. So we'll be able to compare that to the show and you know and stuff like that. So this will be fun, man. We had him on, you know, like Corny said a few weeks ago, and you know talked about the fundraiser and stuff like that. So yeah,
good stuff.
But that's it, folks, man. We're gonna be out of here. We're gonna catch y'all next time, man. I would say next week, but I don't be knowing. I mean, we record weekly, but I get these episodes out sporadically. My fault, but yeah, we'll catch y'all next time, folks. Peace.
Say bye to
listeners.
I was waiting to do the whole outro thing. I mean, it's normally
my bad.
It's a little systematic. You just did shoot them up piece. Like I was like, well, you just shot everyone. I don't want to shoot nobody too.
You can catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram. Follow the podcast at FromTheCanopy on Twitter. And at From the Canopy on Instagram, and follow our YouTube channel, man. We need them to support, man. We need them clicks and likes and all that. And yeah,
And it's Bobby Blockbuster. You can catch me on Instagram at Bobby Blockbuster 118.
I'm Cornelius Bros. I hadn't been here in a couple for like 2 episodes, I guess. So I'm still Cornelius Bros at I'm Cornelius Bros on Instagram. I'm at Cornelius1976 on Twitter. I'm at Cornelius1976 on TikTok, which I still haven't done any videos, but I watch TikToks all day. And I'm Cornelius Bros on Facebook.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We out of here for real this time.
And I'm even corny here.